Okay guys, now let's talk about the special angles of trigonometric functions. Okay, so right now you guys have calculators and stuff, but back in the days people did not have these advanced calculators, so they used special angles. So now these are the triangles of special angles. So as such you need to know them so that some things will come more easy to you, without even using a calculator. So now, if we use our trigonometric functions, if we start with the first triangle, whereby there's 45 degrees. If I say I start by using sine, if I say sine of 45 degrees, I'm going to have opposite over hypotenuse, which is 1 over root 2. 1 over root 2, that is sine of 45 degrees. So the answer would be 1 over the square root of 2. Then what about cos of 45? The cos of 45 would be adjacent over hypotenuse. Still the answer would be 1 over root 2. What about tan 45? Tan 45 is opposite over adjacent, so it's 1 divided by 1, which is 1. Okay, so even if you look at it from this side of 45 degrees, so same thing applies. Opposite of hypotenuse, that would be sine, is 1 over root 2. What about cos? Cos would be adjacent over hypotenuse, still 1 over root 2. And then tan as well would be opposite over adjacent, which is 1 over 1. So let's go to the second triangle. So the second triangle, what happens to the second triangle? So when we are on the second triangle, let's start with 30 degrees. So if I say sine of 30, I will have this one as opposite and this one as hypotenuse. So sine 30 is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. What about cos 30 degrees? Cos 30 degrees, it will be adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos 30 degrees is root 3 over 2. And then what about the tan of theta? Tan of 30 degrees. So tan of 30 degrees would be opposite over adjacent. So which is 1 over root 3. 1 over root 3. Okay. So now let's go to 60 degrees. If we go to 60 degrees, if we say the sine of 60 degrees, we're going to have opposite over hypotenuse. So this opposite over hypotenuse, we will get root 3 over 2. Then what about cos? Cos will be adjacent over hypotenuse. So we'll have 1 over 2. And then what about tan of 60 degrees? Tan of 60 degrees would be root 3 divided by 1. So which is root 3. Okay. So what about the sine of 0 degrees? The sine of 0 degrees is 0 degrees. And then the cos of 0 degrees is 1. Then the tan of 0 degrees is 0. Oh, here I made a mistake. I'm not supposed to put degrees here. Yeah, okay, so sine of 0 degrees is 0. Cos of 0 degrees is 1, and then tan of 0 degrees is 0. Alright, so what about the 90 degrees? Now the sine of 90 degrees is 1. It's 1. And then the cos of 90 degrees is 0. And then the tan of 90 degrees is undefined. It is not defined. Undefined. So on your calculator, if you were to do it with your calculator, it will cause you math error. So why is tan theta undefined? So remember that on our previous video we talked about quotient identity. So quotient identity of tan is equals to the sine of theta divided by the cos of theta. So now if I say the tan of 90 degrees, it means I'm saying the same as sine of 90 degrees divided by the cos of 90 degrees. So but according to this table, the sine of 90 degrees is how much? It's 1. What about the cos of 90 degrees? Cos of 90 degrees is 0. So division by 0 is undefined. That is why when we say tan of 90 degrees is undefined, it's because of this identity. Alright. So these are the special angles that you need to know. So you will find that most of the time you will need to use them. Okay.